So, we're going to be doing fraction algebra. Now, the general idea behind it, so we're not going to actually, I'm going to give you a problem, but we're not going to actually solve it yet. So it's going to be 3x minus 7 over 5 plus 2 equals x minus 3. And what we're going to try to do is our general first step is going to be to get rid of the number on the bottom. And the number on the bottom here is the 5. And so what we're going to actually end up doing eventually is we're going to multiply each term by the thing on the bottom. So we're going to multiply this by 5, and this by 5, and this by 5, and this by 5. And then we're going to move things around and we're going to get to the answer. So we'll save that question. If we have a chance, we'll come back to it at the end. So let's backtrack a second. So this will be example 1. 4x minus 2 over 7 equals 6. So we're going to kind of use the same idea. We have a number on the bottom. We want to get rid of the number on the bottom. The way we're going to get rid of the number on the bottom is by multiplying everything by the number on the bottom. So it's 7, so we're going to multiply this by 7. We're going to multiply this by 7. And what always happens, the reason we do it, the reason we multiply by the thing on the bottom, is that it cancels. So this and this always cancel. And then we write everything that's left. So what's left is 4x minus 2 equals 6 times 7. So 4x minus 2 equals 42. The minus 2, we're going to have it jump over. So that's going to be 42 plus 2. 4x equals 44. And I'm a little bit out of space, so I'm going to cheat a bit. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. And we get x equals 11. And that's the answer for that one. So we had the number on the bottom. We multiplied both sides by that number, and we got to the answer. So it may not appear it, but this entire thing is just one term. So what do we have on the bottom? We have a 3 on the bottom. So we're going to multiply both sides by the 3. So we multiply this by a 3. We multiply this by 3. Things cancel. Shrink, shrink. So the 3's canceled, but notice the 2 stayed behind. The 2 is still there. So what we have left is 2x plus 4, and here we have 22 times 3. What we do now, we expand that in, so we distribute it. So we end up with 2x plus 8 equals 66. And I'm going to move up a bit fast here. Equals 66 minus 8. And we divide it by 2. And we get x equals 29. And there we go. I was a little concerned about that answer, but then I checked that it actually works, because 29 plus 4 is 33. 33 divided by 3 is 11, times 2 is 22. So it does work. Boom. Example 3. X over 7 minus 3 equals -5. So I'm going to show this one actually in 2 different ways. So one way to do it is we could either deal with the 3 first, or we could deal with the 7 first. So we'll call this method 1. So for method 1, what we're going to do is, we have the minus 3, we're going to bring it to the other side. And that's going to give us plus 3 minus 5. This is probably the better way to do it. X over 7 equals 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Now we're going to get rid of the 7 on the bottom by multiplying by 7. Get rid of the 7 on the bottom by multiplying by 7. These cancel, shrink, shrink. And we get x equals minus 2 times 7, which is minus 14. And that was it. So that wasn't that terrible. So let's have a method 2. All right, so we still have example 3. It's still going to be x over 7 minus 3 equals negative 5. And we'll call this now method 2. So what we're going to do with method 2 is we're going to deal with the 7 first. Now the tricky part here is we have two things on the left side. We have the 7 and we have that term. And when you multiply a side, you actually have to multiply every term on that side. So it's going to be, this is going to be multiplied by 7, and this is going to be multiplied by 7, and this is going to be multiplied by 7. So 3 of these things are going to be multiplied by 7. And what's especially tricky is that these 7s cancel, but this 7 does not. So this 7 cancels, but this 7 does not. So only some of the 7s on the left cancel, and of course that one does not. So we end up with x minus 3 times 7 is minus 5 times 7. X minus 21 equals negative 35. Bring the minus 21 over, it's going to become plus. So 21 minus 35. And x equals 21 minus 35 is negative 14. Which is the same answer we got over here. So either way works. So what we could do is we could either move the 3 and then deal with the 7, or we could deal with the 7 right away. And I generally would want to do it in the first way. I was showing it this because sometimes we won't have a choice and we'll have to kind of do it this way. So I'm going to pause this video and we'll continue on the next one.